Hiya, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here in my usual slot, but something slightly different going on. So as you can see along the banner, it is Mindspace week here at Royal Voluntary Service at Virtual Village Hall. And this is part of World Mental Health Day, which is on Friday. So it's part of that initiative. And we're doing lots of 10-minute activities, 10-minute practices. And within this 10 minutes, I'm going to show you lots of little different things you can do, and you could just pick one. You don't have to do 10 minutes. You could just pick one thing that I do today. You could pick two things. You could pick however many I get through. So we're going to be either standing or sitting for these different things. And these are all things that you could do at home or in the car, or if you're in someone else's house, or lots and lots of different places. I've designed these specifically so you can sort of tag them on somewhere else. Hello, Irene, lovely to have you here. So it might be if you're in the kitchen or in your bathroom or something like that, and you're doing something else, and this is like an extra way to get a bit of movement into your life, or just a bit of mindfulness into your life, or just something that's going to benefit your body and your mind. So we've only got 10 minutes. I need to get started. I have got a couple of props here. I've got a tennis ball and a ball of wool. They're coming right at the end. I'm going to try and fit them in, but they're going to be something for our hands. So I'll just pop those there. I just thought I'd better explain, and I don't want to sit down on them when I sit in the chair. So I'm going to give you movements that you can sort of add into other parts of your day. So imagine that you've been a bit still, maybe sitting in your chair, maybe lying in your bed, maybe standing somewhere waiting for something. So imagine that situation. We're being still, and then we want to move. So the first thing we're going to do is wriggle in our clothes. So I'm wriggling. Now my top is the looser item of clothing. So that's the thing I'm going to wriggle in the most. And it's like I'm trying to touch all the different parts of my back and towards the fabric, my belly. I'm trying to touch all the parts of my arms to every bit of the sleeve. But I'm also doing my bottom half. I'm trying to sort of, I know it looks like I've got ants in my pants. I'm trying to wriggle inside these sort of joggery things. I'm going to do this one standing as well, so you can just see what it looks like. And this is just a good idea if you've been still for a long time. It just gives everything a little bit of movement. You can also pat parts of your body, or I'm patting just with my fingertips. You can use the flats of your hands, you can use your knuckles very lightly. It's just like a little wake up. So that's my first thing. The next thing I'm going to suggest is a bit of breath work. So you can do this sitting, you can do this lying, you can do this standing. And my hands are on my sides, and you put your hands any way that feels comfortable. This is maybe not the best position for my wrist, but that's how I like to hold my sides. So I'm just on my side ribs. I'm just going to take a moment, compose myself, and then I'm breathing to where my hands are on my sides. It's like I'm trying to make myself wider. And as I breathe out, you can see my hands come in a little bit. Now I'm doing all that through my nose, but you could breathe in through your nose and then breathe out like you're blowing through a straw really slowly. I'll show you. If I was doing this seated, I might take myself to the back of the chair and do it closing my eyes and just have a moment. And this one, it's got two main benefits. So breath work is always good anyway. I'm not even counting the fact you're breathing. That's always good. What I'm thinking about is getting our ribs to move out to the sides and then inwards. And it gets our ribs to move apart a little bit, the tiny muscles in between your ribs, rather than this sort of up and down breath, or even just up here breath. it's wider, it's getting more movement in your rib cage, especially these lower ribs, they're designed to have more movement. The other benefit is by slowing your breath down, particularly your exhale, that gets a little bit longer. It encourages calmness in your body. Rest and repair, it's our natural reaction, the opposite to fight or flight. It's the parasympathetic nervous system kicking in and just calming everything down. Right, next thing. So we're going to move our feet. You can do this sitting, you can do this standing. If you're standing, you might want to hold on to something because it might challenge your balance. And just like we wriggled our body, now we wriggle our feet. So we start from the toes. And you know, if you're in this class with me, the full class, always put some foot movement in there. Wiggle the toes up and down. Try and spread the toes out. Just the toes. And then I'm going to bring a heel up, then the other. And if you're standing, that'll definitely be challenging your balance a little bit. We could bring 2 heels up. So I'm going to keep myself really tall for this. Hands could rest on your legs, on your chest if you're standing, out to the sides. I'm lifting both heels up and down and just almost like I'm floating myself upwards as well. This upper part of my body, really long and tall. If I'm standing, might do it holding onto the chair. Now, I particularly if I'm waiting somewhere, post office is where I generally do this because it's where I tend to wait the longest, sending a parcel. And I stand there and I might do, I've got my shoes on, a little bit of a drop into the heels. Last one. Right, I'm going to give you something else. A sit to stand. So this is definitely from sitting. I'm turning to the side so you can see what I'm doing. And you'll be doing this anyway in your day, but it's something that's good to practice. So when you've got to get up out of your chair, you've got your feet in your favourite position. Generally, they're fairly wide apart. Feet are pointing forwards, might be out to the sides a little bit. You might have your hand on the side of your chair. Get your eyes going where you want to go. So not downwards towards the floor, but thinking, I've got a purpose, I'm going to leave the room, I'm going to go out off my chair for something. And first, before you stand, we'll just have a little practice run of the weight and the pressure going down the legs. I'm just bringing my weight forwards. I'm still looking ahead to where I'm going to go. That's the second one. I can feel my thighs tensing. I can feel some tensing down these muscles either sides of my shins. And this next one, I'm going to push myself up. You don't have to. And then when I'm up here, I might give my shoulders a roll. And before I walk off, I might do some extra practices, especially if this is something I find hard, because it's something we want to keep going. So I might reach back to where the chair is. Oh, I've changed my mind. I'm going to stand up. I might reach back to where the chair is. My bum's going a little bit lower. I'm going to keep my gaze ahead. Now I've changed my mind. This is the last one. And then I'll walk, or I'll use whatever I need to help me get there. And off I go. Right, going to give you something else. Once you've been in some position that's made your body sort of come inwards, made you smaller, once you've stood up, maybe you've practiced your sit to stand, could you make yourself bigger? So you can hold on to something, make yourself bigger. You can send your chest forwards a little bit. My legs are wider, my arms out to the side. And then I'm going to have a little wriggle. And then I'm going to make myself bigger again. And one more. Then I'm going to add a bit of fun. This is my last thing. I've got a prop. It could be a tennis ball. Sometimes I use this for my feet. Sometimes I might use it for my dog. I've also got a ball of wool. So I'm actually going to use a ball of wool today. And you could do this seated. You could do this standing. It's just a little throw. It's something you want to have near you. Could be from one hand to the other. So many benefits. It's a light-hearted thing to do. It doesn't feel too much like exercise. It's bringing your chest up a little bit. That's bringing a little bit of extension to your back and Most of us need this because we spend a lot of time leaning forwards. Oh, it's testing my reactions and my reflexes. It's learning a new skill. Throwing always feels like a new skill, especially if I was doing it from one hand to the other, or if I just did it in one hand a lot and then that was my left hand. Oh, but it's not too bad. It's giving my eyes a bit of work. I could do it fast or slow. And that's it. That's my 10 minutes up. I have more. There's always more, isn't there? So I hope you can take those ideas away with you. We had the wriggling in your clothes. We had the breathing to your sides. We had the feet, wriggling the feet and the heel raises. We did some sit to stand variations, do them several times a day. We didn't have time for some balance, but we had balance in there anyway. Make yourself big. We had that there, and we had a little bit of fun. Enjoy the rest of Mindspace, can't even say it, Mindspace week with Virtual Village Hall. There are some amazing things coming on. I'll see you soon.